Today's lesson is Elon Musk named Times Person of the Year. Hi, everybody. My name is Roger.
And my name is Helen.
And today we're going to talk about Elon Musk, who is the CEO of Tesla and SpaceX. And Time magazine in the USA has voted him as Person of the Year, or at least did for the year 2021. So do you agree with that choice, or do you think that is a big mistake?
Yes, and it's a big event because Time is a very famous magazine in the U.S. It's been around for a long time. And this tradition of selecting used to be called Man of the Year or Woman of the Year, and it's been changed to Person of the Year. But this tradition dates all the way back to 1927. And in the past, a lot of politicians and world leaders have held the title of Person of the Year. But these days, people who aren't in politics, they're more influential in a way. So they have been named Person of the Year many times by Time magazine.
Indeed, and Elon Musk, of course, as you know, is a billionaire, and he's the CEO of Tesla and SpaceX. Did Time magazine select the right person, or do they deserve some criticism? We'll find out what this is all about. Now, let's read through the first part of our lesson, and then we'll come back to talk about Elon Musk.
Elon Musk named Times Person of the Year. Time magazine has chosen Elon Musk, CEO of Tesla and SpaceX, as Person of the Year for 2021. The choice was widely applauded, though it drew criticism too. Musk has founded companies that can change lives. His online banking company, which grew into PayPal, helped make online shopping popular. Tesla became the first company to produce luxury electric vehicles, and SpaceX was the first private company to launch and recover a spacecraft. It was also the first company to launch an all-civilian space mission. His groundbreaking enterprises have made him the world's richest person.
大家好，第一部分我们看到单字 spacecraft， 这个字是名词，指太空船或是航天飞行器。字尾 craft 有运载工具的意思。例如Private companies are creating spacecrafts that will take tourists into space. 私人公司正在打造可以载旅客去外太空旅游的太空船。或是 After circling the globe a few times, the spacecraft came back down to Earth. 在绕了地球几圈后，那艘太空船返回地球。再来我们看到形容词 groundbreaking， 指开创性的或是创新的。举例来说The researchers developed a groundbreaking cancer treatment. 那群研究者研发出一种开创性的癌症治疗法。或是 Many critics praised the author's first groundbreaking novel. 许多书评称赞那名作家具开创性的第一部小说。接着我们看到单字 enterprise， 这个字是名词，指企业、公司或是事业。例如The two friends started an enterprise that saw great profits after a few years. 那两位朋友共同创办了一家公司，并在几年后赚了很多钱。或者 Despite several problems, Eloise was confident that her latest enterprise would be a success. 即使有几个问题 Eloise 有自信她的新事业会成功。
Time magazine has chosen Elon Musk, CEO of Tesla and SpaceX, as Person of the Year for 2021. So we're talking about Elon Musk and also the title of Person of the Year. Person of the Year is a title that was given by Time magazine to Elon Musk, and the year that we're talking about is 2021. So Elon Musk is a name that most everyone knows. He is the CEO of Tesla as well as SpaceX.
And the choice was widely applauded, though it drew criticism too. So here applauded is from the verb to applaud. if someone gives a good performance and they're done, everybody stands up and claps their hands and they applaud. Yay! Excellent job. Good show. But in this particular case, it does not mean that people stood up and started clapping. Basically, they approved of this choice. They thought it was a good decision. Yes, indeed, that person should be Person of the Year for 2021. The choice was widely applauded. It was widely accepted, though it drew criticism too. And criticism means that people are saying bad things about something. These people said that, no, that's a terrible choice. This guy is a greedy billionaire who doesn't care about his workers at all. How could you possibly select this person as Person of the Year? So, yes, this was controversial. Some people, of course, applauded the decision, but some people criticized it. Criticism is the noun of to criticize.
Right. You can also say disapproval, for instance, for criticism. They disapproved of this choice. Musk has founded companies that can change lives. His online banking company, which grew into PayPal, helped make online shopping popular. So younger people may not associate Elon Musk with PayPal, but indeed PayPal was started by Elon Musk many years ago. Most people today associate Elon Musk only with SpaceX and Tesla, but he had quite a career in the internet industry before he went into electric cars and spacecrafts. And Tesla became the first company to produce luxury electric vehicles, and SpaceX was the first private company to launch and recover a spacecraft. So first of all, let's look at Tesla. Tesla was the first company to produce luxury electric vehicles. So these electric vehicles are considered luxury. Luxury describes something that is expensive and that you don't need. It's usually associated with comfort. So you can talk about a luxury 5-star hotel or luxury brands. So when you go to a luxury 5-star hotel, you are going there to enjoy all of the comforts that this hotel offers. In reality, we just need a bed, perhaps, right? A clean room. But a luxury 5-star hotel offers a lot more. And luxury brands might be, I don't know, Gucci or Chanel. These brands make items that come a lot cheaper in other places, but when you buy the luxury brand, you're buying the brand name and also whatever other comforts that these brands offer.
Absolutely. And yes, Tesla was the first company to produce luxury electric vehicles, and SpaceX was the first private company to launch and recover a spacecraft. So, of course, we talk about various countries going into space, like Russia and the USA and China, Japan, India. They've all sent spacecraft into space. I think Israel has done that as well. But in those particular cases, they were all done by governments. And SpaceX was actually a private company to do this. It was the first private company to launch and recover a spacecraft. So if you're sending a satellite or a spacecraft into space, you need to launch it. It begins its journey on the launch pad. It takes off, it launches, and goes up into space.
Yes, and you also need to recover it. So aside from sending it into space, you need to get it back. Otherwise, you need to build a new spacecraft. That would cost a lot of money. So you need to get that spacecraft back. A spacecraft here, by the way, just refers to a vehicle that is used to travel to space. A similar word is aircraft. An aircraft could be an airplane, and that is craft used for air travel, for flying through air.
Exactly. So in this particular case, we're talking about a spaceship or a spacecraft, and it was also the first company to launch an all-civilian space mission. So usually these space missions have trained astronauts who have been trained for many, many years. They probably served in the Air Force. They're pilots and scientists and people like that. But in this particular case, there was a space mission, and the people were all civilians. It was an all-civilian crew in this space mission. If it's all civilian, it's all just regular folks from society. They're all just civilians or just common people, not people in the military or specially trained astronauts.
Yes, and his groundbreaking enterprises have made him the world's richest person. So an enterprise is a large and often very complicated project that usually involves a lot of people. So this project could be in the business field, it could be in the government field, it could be in the scientific field. So it's any large project. And this project is groundbreaking because it involves new discoveries, new methods, and things that will change the future for humanity. And indeed, all of these accomplishments that Elon Musk has made were indeed groundbreaking.
And these results or these accomplishments have made him the world's richest person, so everybody knows about him. And now, of course, he's Time Magazine's Person of the Year. Let's move on now to the next part and talk some more about Elon Musk and Time Magazine's recognizing him as Person of the Year for 2021.
Still, some were unhappy with the choice. Musk opposes labor unions and has spoken out against a proposed tax on billionaires. He was also criticized for not putting worker safety first during the pandemic. During lockdown, Musk announced that he was planning to move Tesla's headquarters to Texas because of California's tough safety regulations.
第二部分我们看到名词 billionaire 表示亿万富翁。例如 The billionaire enjoys buying expensive cars. 那名亿万富翁喜欢买昂贵的车子。或是 The billionaire owns the most famous casino in this region. 那名亿万富翁拥有这个地区最知名的赌场。最后我们看到动词 criticize 指批评或是批判。例如 Parents shouldn't criticize each other in front of their children. 父母不应该在孩子面前互相批评。或是The teacher criticized Randy for his poor attitude in class. 老师批评 Randy 上课态度不佳。另外补充这个字的名词 criticism, C-R-I-T-I-C-I-S-M, criticism, 意思是批评、批判或是评论。像是 After your bad behavior, it is not a surprise that you received a lot of criticism. 在你差劲的行为之后遭到很多批评也不足为奇。也可以说 Judy is not good at accepting criticisms of her work. Judy 不善于接受别人对她工作的批评。
So in the previous section, we talked a little bit about Elon Musk's accomplishments, all of the groundbreaking enterprises that he has made. Still, some were unhappy with the choice. Here, the choice refers to Time Magazine's selection of Elon Musk as Person of the Year. Musk opposes labor unions and has spoken out against a proposed tax on billionaires. So Musk opposes or is against. That's what oppose means. It means to be against something. And what is he against? He is against labor unions. Now, a labor union is an organization that represents workers, usually workers in factories, but not all the time. You have labor unions for other types of workers also in a particular profession or in a particular trade. And these organizations represent the workers when the workers need to discuss things with their employers so that they don't end up being treated unfairly by their employers.
Right. So if you join a labor union, hopefully they'll protect you. They will help stop your company from taking advantage of you by cutting your pay and making you work long hours in dangerous situations and stuff like that. But Musk opposes labor unions. He doesn't think they're a good idea. And he has also spoken out against a proposed tax on billionaires. So, of course, we hear this all the time when governments need money. They decide to tax billionaires. Let's just tax really rich people a lot of money, or let's set the tax rates really high on them. And this, of course, is controversial, and he's spoken out against that proposed tax. He says, no, it's not a good idea. It's probably not good for the economy to keep punishing billionaires just because they're rich. And, of course, we have millionaires who are rich enough, but a billionaire is at least 1,000 times richer than a millionaire. Do your mathematics. That's a really rich person. And he was also criticized for not putting worker safety first during the pandemic. So if you're criticized, people say bad things about you. If you're a leader of a country, of course, you're always going to be criticized by the opposition. And here in Taiwan, of course, politicians are criticized by the opposition all the time. And, of course, he was criticized, or people said bad things about him because he did not put worker safety first. If you put something first, that means it's your priority. You think it's the most important thing.
Yes, and Elon Musk didn't put worker safety first during the pandemic, which could mean that he made his workers work during the pandemic, whereas a lot of people were working from home, or he didn't care enough about whether they were wearing masks or following safety rules, so he just wasn't giving it priority. And during lockdown, Musk announced that he was planning to move Tesla's headquarters to Texas because of California's tough safety regulations. So during lockdown, that was the period when a lot of people were forced to stay at home because of the pandemic, because the virus is going around so severely that people had to stay home, work from home, and they weren't even allowed to go out shopping anytime they wanted in many places. So during this period of lockdown, Musk said that he was moving Tesla's headquarters to Texas from California. So the headquarters of Tesla used to be in California, and he decided to move it to Texas because California has tough safety regulations. So regulations refer to rules or the official rules of governing something. It could be the regulations of a company or the regulations of a particular country. You can say, for instance, that it's against regulations to bring meat products into Taiwan. And Elon Musk wanted to avoid safety regulations, which California had tougher ones of which than Texas.
Yeah, California has got a lot of regulations and a lot of companies are leaving, but that's another topic for another day. Let's move on now to the third part. We'll listen and then we'll discuss it.
Critics were quick to bring up these points. But Time has noted over the years that the yearly choice is based on influence, which can sometimes be negative. Few people today are as influential as Elon Musk. Time began the tradition in 1927 and has featured groups and ideas on the cover of the special issue. In 2020, the magazine awarded the title to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris.
Critics were quick to bring up these points. So we listed those points in the previous section. The fact that Elon Musk opposes labor unions, that he didn't like tough safety regulations, that he didn't really care about his worker safety. So critics were quick to bring up these points. But Time has noted over the years that the yearly choice is based on influence, which can sometimes be negative.
Indeed. So, yeah, it might be a good person. It might be a bad person. It depends on how influential they are. And few people today are as influential as Elon Musk. And if you're influential, that means you influence a lot of people. You do things and people are affected by what you do, either in a good way or a bad way. And Time began the tradition way back in 1927 and has featured groups and ideas on the cover of the special issue. It isn't always a person or persons. It can be groups of people or it can even be ideas. And in the year 2020, the magazine awarded the title to two people, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. So there you have it, Time's Person of the Year. What do you think? Do you think Time made the right decision, or should they be criticized for it? Let's take a time out now and listen to Hanny before we have our discussion starter.
"各位同学大家好，我是 Hanny。 我们来看今天的文法重点。课文第一部分提到 Elon Musk 的线上银行公司，它后来发展成为 PayPal。那这个公司呢，帮助网络购物普及起来。文中是用到 make online shopping popular 来表达使网络购物普及。那么同样在第一部分最后一句也提到，他开创性的企业使他成为全球首富。那文中是用到have made him the world's richest person 来表达使他成为全球首富。我们看到这两个句子呢，都有用到 make 加受词加受词补语的结构。我们来学它的用法。make 加受词加受词补语就表示使某人或某事物成为点点点或是变得怎么样。那么动词在这边表示使变得使成为。受词补语我们可以用名词或形容词来针对受词做补充说明。那我们来看两个例句。The comment made her angry 就是说那则评论让她很生气。This app makes learning a pleasure 这款应用程式让学习成为一种乐趣。好，那另外特别注意，如果你的受词是要用不定词，也就是 to 加原形动词的话，这时候就不能写作 make to V 加上受词补语哦，我们会改用虚受词 it 来代替那个受词的位置，然后把真正的受词，也就是这个不定词 to V 移到句尾，然后句型会写作 make it受词补语再加不定词 to V。 好，那同样的句型里面这个受词补语你可以用形容词或名词来表达。例如 Jenny makes it a habit to exercise 3 times a week。 Jenny 养成一周运动3次的习惯。那句子里面的 it 是虚受词，真正的受词就是句尾的不定词片语 to exercise 3 times a week， 一周运动3次。那么 Jenny 让这件事情变成一个习惯了。课文第二部分的第二句提到 Elon Musk 反对工会，并且曾经公开反对针对亿万富翁课税的提议。文中是用 has spoken out against 点点点来表达曾经公开反对。那么片语 speak out 它就有大声说出啊，大胆直言的那种意思。我们常常会用 speak out against 加上名词去表达挺身而出反对什么，公开表明反对什么。例如 We must speak out against domestic violence 我们必须挺身而出反对家暴。那顺便补充一下，如果是 speak up这个片语呢，它则有提高嗓门啊，大声讲话的意思。那当我们在公开表达意见的时候，也必须大声讲话嘛。那我们就可以用 speak up 来表达说为某人辩护啊，或者是抗议某事而毫无顾忌的直接表达看法。那么 speak up for something 就是表达公开支持某事物，或者是你也可以用 speak up for somebody 或是 speak up for oneself 来表达为某人发声辩护、仗义直言的意思。例如 The actress has continually spoken up for animal rights 那位女演员持续为动物权利发声。好，那么以上是今天重点整理，我们回顾今天单字吧。
Luxury. Gary bought his dad a luxury watch for his birthday. Launch. The country launched a missile as part of a military exercise. Enterprise. The small company he founded is now a large enterprise. Oppose. As a business owner, Ted opposes raising the minimum wage. Criticize. The politician was criticized for the way she handled the problem. Regulation. New Zealand has strict building regulations, so it's difficult to build new houses there. Influential. Jackson Pollock was a highly influential American artist.
Discussion Starter starts now!
It's time now for our discussion starter, and here's the question. Do you support or oppose Time Magazine's decision to name Elon Musk as Person of the Year, and why?
I agree with Time Magazine's decision to name Elon Musk as Person of the Year. As the article mentions, the title goes to people who have been influential, and Elon Musk has done a lot of influential things. Besides, it's still debatable whether some of his positions on labor unions and safety regulations is something that should be applauded or criticized.
Well, I think Elon Musk was a poor choice for Person of the Year because if you think about someone's influence, I would think Putin is far more influential in the world than Elon Musk. Not many people are driving those electric cars, and Putin seems to be in the news all the time. Well, everyone, today's article has come to an end, and I sure hope you enjoyed reading along with us. I am Roger.
I'm Helen.
See you next time.